Fernando in Seattle. Hey, Fernando, what's up?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir, I know there has to be something good about the TPP. I mean, I was watching both conventions, and I know that I think most of the people that are educated on TPP are probably, or see the bad sides, are the people who watch you or Democracy Now!, which are, I get most of my political news from both of you guys. And there has to be something good about it. And
there's not.
Nothing at all. Okay, well, Mr. Trump is the only politician.
Well, and Bernie Sanders.
Yes, sir. And both those guys are really for the people, if you ask me, sir.
Yeah.
And
Paul Ryan is absolutely right. This is, he's hysterical about progressivism creeping into the Republican Party. And being opposed to these trade deals is a progressive position. Paul Ryan is right. And Donald Trump has adopted that particular progressive position. The problem is, if you're thinking about voting for Trump for president because of that, the problem is, A, Donald Trump lies at the drop of a hat. I mean, he's got the gestalt of America. He's figured out Americans are opposed to this. Republicans are opposed to it 5-1. Democrats even more so. Every single trade deal has been passed with a majority Republican support and a majority Democratic opposition in both the House and the Senate. Every single one, all the way back to NAFTA. So Trump has figured out the mood of the people. But his vice presidential candidate, Mike Pence, is a big advocate of the TPP. And in all probability, if Trump became president, well, God only knows what would happen. I mean, he's taken both sides of almost every issue right from the get-go. You can't trust the guy. So, and with Hillary Clinton, she's saying now she's opposed to the TPP. She's tempered that somewhat now, saying we need to renegotiate it. We need to clean it up. I think we need to just kill all of them. We need to, I would love to see legislation come out of the House and Senate that says, we are disengaging from all of our trade deals, and we're going to go back to pre-1980 trade policies that actually benefit the United States and the American people. And every other country in the world should do the same with regard to their own populace, because if you do that, then you have a country that works and you have a country that has some level of independence, self-sufficiency. But what the TPP does, and what most of these what all of these trade deals that preceded them do, is the most important. First of all, there's only 5 out of the, I think it's 20 some odd, 25 roughly, sections to the TPP. Only 5 of them actually have to do with trade. The rest of them have to do with locking down monopolies, patents, copyrights, things like that. These are government-granted monopolies. And for long, long periods of time, without government-granted monopolies, Bill Gates would not be a billionaire right now. Without granted government monopolies, this is. I'm not opposed to patents and copyrights, but for 70 years, for 100 years, for forever, the mouse led this stuff, right? Disney. And now it's just gone on steroids all over the planet. And what they're trying to do, and now at this very moment, as a result of NAFTA, we are being sued in a NAFTA tribunal where the prosecutor is going to be a corporate lawyer and the 3 judges are corporate lawyers. You and I are being sued for $15 billion by TransCanada, the company that wanted to build the Keystone XL pipeline, because they said that that's the amount of profit they would have made that they will not make now because President Obama would not sign off on the TPP. They're suing us for $15 billion, and in all probability, they're going to win. This is surrendering our sovereignty to not just to other nations, and not even to other nations. We're surrendering our sovereignty to foreign corporations. And, Singapore's got a bunch of corporations, and the state plays a big role in them. So, of course, the president of Singapore is on TV today saying, oh, the TPP will be a wonderful thing. Then we'll be able to sell more stuff into the United States and take more jobs out of the United States. I mean, it's just, and he basically came out and said that. He said, and then he says, oh, but, it'll also be good for the American workers because they'll be able to buy stuff that's cheap, right? Which is the sales pitch that Republican shills like Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell have been making all along. Do you really want the price of all that cheap Chinese stuff in Walmart to go up? Well, my answer to that is, hey, if my job just went from $9 an hour at Walmart to $30 or $40 an hour manufacturing the stuff that Walmart sells, then yeah, I got no problem paying 10% more for stuff made in the United States, or even 20% more for stuff made in the United States, because my paycheck is 300% larger. And that's where we used to be in 1980 before all these crazy trade deals. So, in my opinion, and Fernando, thank you for the call. I lay this out in my book, Rebooting the American Dream. It's the introduction in the first chapter, and it goes back to George Washington and Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton, and it's a shame it's not a big part of the stage play Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton was absolutely an opponent of free trade and absolutely a proponent of protectionist policies.
You're listening to Thom Hartmann.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.